the screens to all up in your sound waves, you are now tuned into a brand new conversation which can only be held right here on the People's Princess podcast, the only home for those intimate and intentional conversations, surely to make you feel like royalty. And I am officially welcoming all of my American and Global Beauty League members right here back to the Palace or Glass House Studios. And y'all, I got a very special guest, and it's also October 1st, so y'all know I have to come with some heat. Do y'all not see this beautiful co-host right here, y'all? Just look at her.
Hey, everybody.
So, if y'all do not know, I am a part of Student Government Association, so I'm officially doing my first ever crossover with Royal Court, but the coolest thing is she is the first Royal Court hairstylist for the dynamic Royal Court at the Prairie View A&M University located in Prairie View, Texas. And y'all, T across the board. Cause I'm gonna give y'all a background. Let me give y'all a background story. I'm on Instagram and shout out to Miss Sophomore, by the way. Love her down.
Shout out to Drea.
Shout out to Drea. Love her down. I said, oh, got y'all look down from Miss Prairie View to Miss Sophomore. I said,
All four queens look
all
real good every
four
day.
of them. 10s across the board. I said, now who is this? Cause let me get her on here right quick. Cause y'all,
Yes.
look at the material. You could be the judge of it. Like, come on now. But without
Girl, don't gas me, girl. Don't gas me, girl.
I have to gas you, I have to gas you now. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome the beautiful Miss DonebyChidi from Prairie View. Hey, boo.
Hey, guys. I'm so excited to be on this podcast today. I am the Royal Court hairstylist, as Amaya so nicely introduced me. Um, my hair page is done by Chidi, and I offer hair services to
Mhm.
all four queens on the Royal Court. I'm actually one of two hairstylists. My other
Ooh.
hairstylist is Jordan. She does the men's hair, and we work as a team to
Mhm.
basically make sure the queens and kings look as royally presentable as they can
Mhm.
every appearance. And it's been a great experience. I'm super excited to be here. And also, my name is Chidi Iwu.
Okay. I have to make sure I said your name right. Because,
Yes, you did.
yes. Okay. So, without further
Yeah.
ado, let's get into this conversation with the lovely Miss Chidi. So, let's kind of meet you before you attended Prairie View. Like, what was your life before that?
Yeah, of course. I'm actually from Minnesota, so I'm from the north, and I was born and raised there. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian. I'm a second generation immigrant. Um, I'm one of four siblings. I'm the
Okay.
youngest. I attended a pretty predominantly white school in a predominantly white area. Minnesota's a fairly white state, so coming to an HBCU was definitely a big shift for me, but I loved it and I would never go back. I've been doing hair since I was a really young girl. I started doing my own hair when I was
Mm-hmm.
around 10 years old. And I got into it because, you know, when you're young and your mom do your hair, but then you start
Yeah.
getting older and you don't really like the way she do your hair no more.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was like, Mom, I don't like the way you do my braids. I don't like the way you do my silk press. Like, I want to do my own hair. So I was just like, "Mm, I had to start. So I got
Mm-hmm.
active for real. And yeah, basically just I started out doing box braids on myself
Mm-hmm.
and natural styles, twist outs, braid outs, bantu knots. Then I got into braids in middle school. And then in my 10th year, my 10th grade year, I think that's what, your junior year?
Mm-hmm.
Sophomore year?
Wait, probably
High school?
sophomore. Yeah,
Yeah.
sophomore.
Sophomore year of high school, yes. That's
Mm-hmm.
when I started experimenting with wig installs. My sister had a
Ooh.
bunch of wigs and she would always wear them. And I thought they looked so cute. And then she let me try it out one day. And honestly, it was just uphill from there. I started doing wigs almost every other week. I would literally come to school every single Monday with a new hairstyle. Every week, the teacher was like, "Oh, Chidi, I like your hair." I'm like, "Yep, thank you, girl." Like, I just did it. Like, so I was always experimenting with new styles,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't until my senior year of high school when I was working at Starbucks, and one of my regulars in the drive-thru, it was this lady named Brittany. She
Mm-hmm.
had this daughter, and she would always come through, get herself a caramel frappuccino for her and her daughter, and she would always see me, and she'd be like, "Girl, your hair is so cute, girl. Do you do hair? I love you did my hair." And I was like, "Really?" Like people always used to tell me like my hair looked
Mhm.
nice and stuff like that, but they would never be like, oh, like I would pay you to do a service on me. So I was like, that got me to thinking. And then that night I just started my business page.
Okay.
And that's kind of how it came into fruition. I started doing hair in my off days in between school because I was still working like almost full time at Starbucks
Mhm.
and still going to school, but it was my senior year, so I had a little bit more free time. So I just started taking clients and stuff like that, trying to build my clientele up. And I started getting more and more clients. I started getting busier, and I just decided to eventually quit my job in April senior year. And I've been doing hair full
Mhm.
time ever since. Literally,
Hmm.
honestly changed my life. So yeah,
Okay.
that's a little bit about me.
Cool. And I heard you are from Minnesota. I'm from Chicago.
Yes, Northern girls, Midwest
Yes,
girls, we got to stick
Midwest.
together. Hmm.
So going into that, what did it mean for you to be all the way from Minnesota to transition into being at Prairie View? Was there like a big cultural shock, or let me know?
It was definitely a big cultural shock.
Mhm.
One, the weather. That was the biggest
Oh
thing
yeah,
because even, girl, you know, Chicago gets cold, but Minnesota gets really
real
cold,
cold.
like real cold. And it was just honestly because I was so used to, like, in Minnesota, we only have like 3 months of wind, like 3 months of good weather, and then the rest of
Mhm.
the year is either like murky or windy or just straight up cold and freezing. And down here, it's warm all the time. So that was definitely the biggest one for me.
Mhm.
Another big change was I really just wanted to get out of my home state because even though I was taking clients in Minnesota and my clientele was booming, I felt like I had more of an opportunity to expand with clientele down in Texas. And I
Mhm.
came to Prairie View to do hair really because I wanted to be in Houston. Like I fell in love with Houston. I went there a couple months before I came down here with my friend, and I was like, I want to be here. Like I had already applied to Prairie View and got accepted,
Mhm.
but just going to Houston on a trip before I like actually came down here, I was like, yeah, I want to be next to Houston. So it was definitely a big change, but I loved it. Like, I really do love it. It's a lot more Black people. I feel a lot
Yeah.
more. I feel like I belong. Even though my family is back in Minnesota and I love them, I feel like having a community with young Black creatives around me every day really fills my cup. And I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. So all the changes and stuff, it's all right, but I love it here.
Okay, so going into that next question, also not only why Prairie View, but what kind of drove you to attend Prairie View? Was it the academic standpoint? Was it the family standpoint? Whatever it is, like what exactly gave you your yes to Prairie View?
Hmm. One, the location. I was dead set on Houston, Texas, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not even gonna lie to you. I only really applied to Prairie View and TSU because those are the only HBCUs
Oh,
in
okay.
Houston. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to one of these two. And Prairie View, I took a tour of Prairie View, and just something about Prairie View, like I really don't know what it is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just sometimes you're just attracted, you're just drawn to something, and you
Yeah.
feel like that's just gonna be the better choice for you. Like TSU is a great school. I just feel like TSU is a little bit too much in the city, and I know myself. If I'm like in deep Houston, I'm not gonna get any work. I knew I wasn't gonna get no work done. So I was like, yeah, let me go a little bit out the city so I can lock in on my studies and stuff like that. And I also took a tour of the school with my mom before I came down here.
Mm-hmm.
And I just fell in love with the campus. Like Prairie View has a beautiful campus. It's really rich in history. The tour honestly just made me fall in love. The housing is great. And the community and the fact that they really like Prairie View, we always say Prairie View produces productive people. I want to be a productive person. Like I'm a productive Panther for sure. So I felt like Prairie View could definitely be my home. And that's really what made me fall in love with it.
Okay. Now for me, I've never heard of Prairie View that much when I was in my college search. So it's very interesting hearing from it. Especially now, I won't even lie. I saw them Black Foxes when I was in high school dance. I was like,
Hello,
the
that is a
Black Foxes,
team. They
baby.
get down.
Oh
Yes,
my
yes.
gosh.
Yes, the Marching Storm, the Black Foxes,
Yes.
they don't play. They don't play.
I love me some Prairie
Mhm.
View when it comes to their band. I love them. I'm like, okay.
I'm telling you,
Then
the best
also,
band in the land, girl. Nobody does it better, for real. Nobody does it better.
and also the Panther Dolls. I gotta show them love. I have to show
Yes,
y'all some love as
yes.
well.
I always love watching them at the games. They always
Mhm.
eat. They just move like a unit. Like they're just so
Oh my.
synchronized, and like, girl, they got everything down. I love them.
No shade to Fort Valley. I love y'all, but I had to show Prairie View some love because I watched them
No,
before.
for real, credit where credit is due. Yeah.
I gotta give them their tens because they do that big one every time. So, going
I
into
feel
your
you.
freshman year at Prairie View, how would you say your experience was, starting from your fall semester to the final months of your spring semester?
Yeah, my going into Prairie View, it was definitely a really seamless transition, I can't
Mm-hmm.
lie. I remember my family and my friends were always asking me if I was nervous to come down here. The type of person I am, when I'm set on something, nothing can really change it. Like I'll kind of just accept whatever comes with it. And
Mm-hmm.
I was a dead set. Like I was talking about Prairie View for a good 5 months. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
more like a year.
Oh,
Even like once I first got the idea of coming down to Prairie View, I was like, yeah, I'm ready. So I just spent that whole year, senior year, prepping to come down to Prairie View. And I was so excited by the time I got here. Any type of hiccups, I kind of looked over because I just love the experience so much. And the thing about
mhm.
Prairie View is they make it really easy for freshmen to get acclimated to the campus.
Okay.
They do this thing called Panther Camp. And it's like the first week before school starts. All the freshmen come a little bit earlier than everybody else, and they
Mm-hmm.
basically just have a week full of activities, like activities, explorations, team building, like stuff like that. And all the freshmen have their own dorms, and you get to meet your building sisters, your building brothers, people that stay in the building. They just basically have a really good way of facilitating community here at Prairie View when you come down. So you're not really like, ooh, where do I go? Who are my friends? Stuff like that. So it was a mix of me already being like really happy to be here and the experience of Panther Camp that just made the
Mm-hmm.
transition super seamless. Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, that sounded real good though. Cause I will say from my experience, because I am at a smaller HBCU, that first
Hmm.
freshman week that we had, it was very interesting. Like I didn't even have the experience to meet, everybody in my building for real. I just met everybody sporadically. So for
Hmm.
Prairie View to do that whole experience, that's a culture shock for me because I've never heard of any school doing that. So kudos
Yeah.
to
They
Prairie
take
View
a
for
lot of
that.
pride in it. Yeah.
Kudos to them. So what
Yeah.
was your
Because I feel like
oh you're good.
my bad, girl. I was just gonna say one more thing. Like I feel like with Prairie View and Panther Camp, they make it such a big thing to make everybody feel included in that first
Mm-hmm.
week because they know, like, at a lot of colleges and especially at an HBCU, because people like no one in high school. Well, people go to like high schools with a lot of Black folk, but
Yeah.
HBCUs are a different experience because it's specifically meant for Black students. And I feel like with Panther Camp, they really put an emphasis on making sure you feel at home here. And it's great because a lot of schools don't really do that. People end up finding their tribe one way or another, but Panther
Yeah.
Camp was like, no, you're gonna make sure you feel good off rip. And I love that.
Okay. So when it came to getting involved your first few months of Prairie View, where did you find yourself not only just getting involved, but what kind of allowed you to become the Panther that you are right now?
Period. The Panther I am right now. I love that. Um, basically, when I first got to Prairie View, I wasn't really involved in any like school sanctioned groups like that, but I did
Mm-hmm.
join a promo team because we at Prairie View were known for our parties and stuff like that. I actually ended up joining official promos,
Okay.
and I had a great time. Where I'm from, they don't really the parties that people would throw weren't really they were like house parties or they would get shut down or
Mm-hmm.
it was like sporadic and stuff like that. At Prairie View, one thing we know how to do is party. And I joined the promo team and I found a lot of my initial friends there. I became friends with the CEO Cam. He's still my friend today. Like I met a lot of good people on that team. And that's kind of the only thing that I was really involved in my first 3 months. I was only on the promo team, going to class, and other than that, doing hair. So
Ooh.
yeah.
Now, going into your hair journey, especially at Prairie View right now, how did it feel
Hmm.
when you first started to now being in? Okay, now I don't know what year you are. Are you a sophomore, junior, or just let me know?
I'm a sophomore.
Oh, babe, yeah, she's like, so you
Yes, class of
being
27.
class of 27, the hottest class there is, period.
Hottest class, period.
Hottest class. So,
Hmm.
with you starting your freshman year, how did it come for you to get clientele? Like, how did you promote yourself along with you being a little bit acclimated to campus?
hmm Basically, I was making videos. I told you, girl, I was ready. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
making videos back in like the June before I came down. Like,
Oh,
hey,
really?
I do installs. Yeah, that's how a lot of people actually found me. So I made these videos on TikTok, basically saying, hey, this is your reminder to book with me when I get down on the hill. And I would add
Okay.
like PVMU hashtags. I added my PVMU location and everything like that. People that thank God it ended up on a lot of people from PV's like For You page on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
And that's how most people found out about me. So when I came down, like it was maybe like 2 or 3 weeks where clientele wasn't really that jumping like that.
Mm-hmm.
But after like that third week, because people saw that I did hair and then they started seeing my work on other people. Like the thing about the
Mm-hmm.
see, in Panther Camp too, you meet so many people, so you're exchanging information. There'll be one
Yeah.
girl that does braids, one girl that does lashes and stuff like that. And people be like, "Oh, I saw that you do hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like your work." And I'll be like, "Okay, I can like her work on social media, but let me see what it looks like in person." And all the freshmen live in the same housing community,
Really?
so they would see. Yes, girl, I would do people from my building. They would walk out, see that girl, her hair looks great. They'd be like, "Girl, who did your hair?"
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like, "Girl, the Chidi, she's about a 39." And I'm like, "Girl, I've been seeing her on TikTok." So it'll be like that mix. They see me on TikTok, and plus they seen it looks good on like their homegirl from the building.
Yeah.
Boom, they're like, "Oh, now I'm gonna book with her." That's really how it just started snowballing and everything. And I started getting a lot of clientele, especially around homecoming. I was so booked out. I was so blessed to be booked out, especially that early because I'd only been there 3 months.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely booming. I promoted myself and it definitely paid off.
Okay, period. I love how the community was able to get you your needed clientele, because absolutely.
Yes.
So, from
Yeah.
your freshman year, what was your favorite hairstyle to do and why?
Oh, that's a good question. What was my favorite hairstyle to do? On myself or on my clients?
It could be both.
Honestly, freshman year, I was doing a lot of wigs. Like when I
Okay.
first came down, because I was like, I didn't have that many clientele, so I was trying to like promote myself and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, oh, I did this wig install on myself. I did this install on myself. And that was back when I was just in the era of wearing wigs. I don't wear wigs as much anymore,
Okay.
but definitely that first 3 months, I was wearing a lot of wigs. And then when homecoming came around, there was a girl in my building. She did some really clean braids.
Mm-hmm.
And she did these braids for me, and I just loved them. Like, and honestly, I just kept wearing braids for a while
Okay.
for like the rest of my freshman year. But for my clientele, I love doing like extraordinary styles, like half up, half downs, like a
Mm-hmm.
braid, throw some dye in there. Like because when I was back in Minnesota, a lot of my clientele were like Somali women and they can't really wear their natural hair out. And they would come to me for like simple styles, like let's say a lot of women in Minnesota and Somali women in the community, they get married very young. So they would
Okay.
go to a lot of weddings, a lot of weddings. So I had a lot of clients booking for me for Saturdays and stuff like that. And they would want the look looking like their natural hair, like just a side part with curls, but it will be the same thing every time. Like I was doing a side part with curls every single day, all day, 5 days a week. And just being like, oh my God, I'm sick of a side part with curls. People down here, like the people in Texas, especially at Prairie View, they want fun stuff. They want the half up, half downs. They want tinsel in their hair. I remember I had a client do that for her birthday. I was like, this is amazing. So the fun experimental styles, that was my stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I definitely wore a lot of wigs when I first get here, and then I went into braids.
Ooh. Now the tinsel, I've never really seen like that because back home, I don't really think anybody did tinsel. I think we did more like the wigs, half up, half downs. Now back home, I love the good ponytail. The ponytail,
Period.
the blow ponytail.
Girl. And
I
the
mean,
things that the girls in Chicago be doing is so slick. Like they always get your hair
yes,
so slick.
it's
Like,
slick
yes.
now. Your head gonna hurt the first few days, but one thing about
It's gonna be
Chicago,
on glass.
the glass pony. I'm gonna need a ponytail after this quickly.
Girl, I'm already knowing. I love the way everything about just the way Chicago does like their beauty services. The lashes be so cute. The nails be so cute. The brows be so cute. The hair, everything. Like they always eat all that stuff up. Like I be wanting to just go up there just to get my brows done or just to get my
Girl,
hair
go
done.
ahead and come up here. I'll be more than welcome to show you around.
Please put me on, girl.
Yes,
Put me
come up
on,
here for
please.
Christmas. Good time over here.
Period. Period. Make a
Please
quick stop.
do.
I know
I'm gonna
that's
need some
right.
people for Christmas or something.
Word. Yes, girl. I'm
So
gonna be there.
going into now, I know this. You are in the SWAC conference, and I'm in the SIAC. Let's kind of talk about
Ooh.
that experience. What is now? Let me see. If you had to describe the PVAMU experience for anybody that wishes to come in, down from the first moment you get there to the games, parties, whatever it is, how would you describe the experience?
Um, just talking about my experience or giving like a little bit of advice too.
You can do both.
Okay. I would say the experience is one, remember you are here for school.
Amen.
Oh, we're here for a reason. Like I love Prairie View and there's so many things to do at Prairie View, but we are students before anything else. The parties will always be there. And it's a great experience, especially when you first get
Yeah.
here and you haven't done anything like that. But just always time management. It's all about time management for real. Because the parties are a great time, especially I feel like for me personally, people that know me now, I'm not really too much of a party girl anymore
Hmm.
because I just feel like I kind of outgrew the scene and now I'm trying to really focus on my business more now personally. But as a person who's just getting to Prairie View, definitely go to the parties, see what it's about, have
Yeah.
fun. You meet a lot of friends there. It's a unique experience. The thing about Prairie View is we throw our parties in like a field. And most people throw parties in inside a house or people go to the club. So people haven't really had like a field party and it's actually really
Yeah.
fun. Like they play a lot of music. It's it's an experience to be had. It's an experience to be had. So definitely get a piece of that when you come down.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, just always try and stay on top of the schoolwork because at the same time we throw so many parties and it's
Hmm.
typically in the same location. So just going to like the first party that comes back and like the end of the homecoming week, you'll be all right. Like you'll get the
Yeah.
experience because it's at the end of the day, it's the same party with like different flyers
Yeah.
and it's the same people from the same school. So you really don't have to be at every single party, but definitely get the
Hmm.
experience. Definitely get the experience. Yeah.
Period. 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 Now let's kind
Mhm.
of go into the day in the life of Chidi for a second. Give me kind of like a day-to-day schedule of what it looks like to be not only an HBCU student but a hairstylist as well.
Yes, of course. Basically, today is actually a pretty chill day for me. I'm
Okay.
usually busy on every single day. I usually take about 2 clients a day, depending on my
Mm-hmm.
schedule. But I'll say I'll just go over my day today. So basically, I don't have class. No, today I do have class. So I have class at 11 a.m. on Tuesdays and
Okay.
Thursdays. And so I kind of just wake up whenever before then. Tuesday mornings are my chill days. If somebody wants to come before then, I can let them come at like 8 a.m. But I'll usually have a client some days at 8 a.m. before my class, go to class at 11 a.m. If it's a really, really booked day and they really need an appointment, I'll get them between my 11 a.m. class, which gets out at like 12. He can let us out early. And
Mhm.
then between my other class at 3:30. But if not, I try to keep that time for myself because
Yeah.
I'm on campus. I want to be able to do homework. If I have to go to an office, I want to run in there. But then I just have class at 3:30 and then that gets out at 4:50 on Tuesdays. And then on Thursdays, he really don't be holding the lab like that. But
Mhm.
some days I'll get out at like 5, 6. So it's
Yeah.
really just chill vibes. Like anytime after that, I typically have a client after that class, but it just
Mhm.
depends. Like, for example, if people for like last week for the Cotton Bowl, I was overly busy. Like, I had so many clients to do and I had a couple
Mhm.
tests coming up. So it was just like I didn't really have even free time for myself. Sometimes
Yeah.
it gets to points because I try not to accommodate everybody because it's just so many people that want to book with me, thank God. But
Yeah.
I'm a person. Like I have to sleep, I have to eat, I have to exercise, I have to, have time for myself.
Yeah.
Um, but like if it's like a school event coming up, like a party, more people will book with me. I might be working as late as 11:30, 1 a.m., 2
Oh.
a.m. some days. Yeah, and then I have to wake up at 8 a.m. the next day.
Mhm.
So it really it fluctuates week to week. It definitely
Mhm.
fluctuates. But today's pretty chill for me. So yeah, it's never too much.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, kind of going into your experiences, well, outside of hair, what do you like to do outside of doing hair?
I love to exercise. I
Me
love
too.
fitness. I feel like nothing really fills your cup, makes you feel productive, like
Yeah.
making sure your body's in check. I love my friends. I love seeing what they're doing. I love being up in their business. If I don't have any clients for the day, I'll usually tell them to come over. I like to cook for them. I'm like the little auntie.
Okay.
I be cooking for my friends. I go over to their place, lay in their bed, eat their food, all that stuff. Um, but yeah, if not, I really don't do much else. Just cause Prairie View is so far. Like it's
Mhm.
so far from everything. So like if
Mhm.
I really do need to we just say like if I'm about to run to Cyprus, that means like okay, I really need something or I have to
Right.
go to the bank or like something that I can't do in like the little country town that's right next to the school. But
Oh.
yeah, just cook, exercise, be up in my friend's business. Yeah.
Now that's a good off day. That's a good off day. I won't even lie. It is.
For a
So
great
college,
day when I get to chill with them.
hello, cause it's always just like in college, you always got something to do. If you're not doing your business, you gotta work. If you're not at work, you gotta do something for somebody else.
For real though, or someone wants to have a get together, or somebody got a birthday dinner. Like
Right.
it's just always something going on, literally.
Also, HBCU homecoming season is coming up.
Girl.
Oh my gosh. So let's kind of go into the experiences, and I'll also chime in as well from my experiences so we can kind of see is there like a big difference. With you going to a bigger school, what is kind of like the homecoming experience for you being a Panther?
Mm, I would say my homecoming experience is definitely not everybody else's homecoming experience
Yeah.
because I offer a service. So I'm just super busy. Like
Mm,
I know last year and kind of this year, I won't really be doing anything else other than going to class and doing hair. Like
yeah.
homecoming, I can't even lie to you, girl. They booked me out. They booked me
Really?
out. Like, girl, every single second that I have that's
Mm,
free, I'm gonna be doing hair. Like I'm just gonna
yeah.
have to be like working on my schoolwork in class. Like it's just I'm gonna be on a time crunch for real because everybody wants to be looking nice for homecoming. And I don't blame them.
Yeah.
That's the time to be looking nice. Like that's when you want to get your stuff done.
Absolutely.
But yeah, for me personally, it's super busy. But I can say because I know my friends, they're a little bit more involved with all the homecoming events. It's
Mm,
just at Prairie View at least, it's just a week of parties. It's
really?
literally just a week of parties. Yes, like I don't really drink like that anymore, but it's just people waking up at 10:30 in the morning taking shots, like going to class. Let's get girl, girl.
I
Get,
don't
I'm talking about
judge, but
getting lit.
I've never seen that before.
Girl, I'm telling you, PV is a party school. They don't play. Like,
Man.
literally, like the alumni be coming up here and stuff. And
Mm,
it's just a lot of things going on. Like, it's always something to do. They throw like day parties. They throw hump nights. They have
mm,
events on campus. Like, it's always something to do during
yeah.
homecoming week. And that's why so many people come up here and stuff like that. This year, now that I'm on the royal court, there's
Mm.
the coronation at Wednesday. If you're watching, make sure you attend. It's a
Make
great
sure you go to
experience.
that.
That
Oh, let them know the
coronation for
date. Let them
real.
know the date as well. So when they
Yeah,
see this,
it's actually on the Wednesday, that week of homecoming. I'm fairly sure it's at
mm,
like 7 p.m. It's a great
okay,
experience. You get to see everybody get their crown put on. It's just really
yeah.
cool. It's just like a royal event. It's a royal event, and I invite everybody to go. But yeah, I know that that's going on, and then basically the homecoming game. The royal court got a step. Everyone's gonna be looking real
Mm,
trim, real clean, real nice. Um, But yeah, it's just a week of parties and campus is usually like super duper full. Like literally campus is probably like a mile across. And like I think last year we must have had at least 30,000 people. At least. That's probably a low ball. Like 30,000 people were up here. So it's just a bunch of people coming from Houston to party that weekend and the
mm-hmm.
field gets really full and stuff like that. And honestly, the weekend parties aren't that much fun because there's just so many people, but definitely like the Thursday and hump night parties are a bit more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's different people get different experiences, but it's definitely an experience to be had
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
Period. Now, if I do want to go into my experience, we actually do have a coordination for us as well. And the
Period.
coordination is one of my favorite parts of homecoming. I will say that. last year when I first attended, because I was freshman class secretary, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, y'all go all out. Because being from the Midwest, we don't have stuff like that. I feel like that's just a Southern thing, especially in the high school system. Because it's like,
Definitely.
what?
Yes.
Also, I was so upset I didn't go, but we have the step show. It's like the Friday before homecoming. And
We have one too. Yes, that's so cool.
yeah, I've always wanted to go to the step shows because I know a lot of my friends are part of the D9 organizations, and it's just so cool, like seeing how everybody pulls all of their themes together. Cause listen,
Yes, girl, it's a great experience, and they be stepping for real.
they
Like I'm,
step down to the ground.
girl. It's honestly like definitely heavy on the southern thing because
Yeah,
there's not really nearly as many HBCUs in the north. I'm pretty sure there's like some like on the East Coast and the DMV and stuff,
yeah,
but just especially when you're coming from Chicago, coming from Minnesota, seeing how seriously they take like the misters and the
absolutely.
misses and the step shows and the D9. It's like it's beautiful. It's literally
It
beautiful.
is,
Like it's a great
absolutely.
experience.
And also, I
To-
know we did have like a small little block party. We had the homecoming parade, the homecoming game. Now that game, everybody gonna get towed up.
Girl, girl, literally everybody,
Everybody gonna
everybody.
get
That's
towed
the
up,
name.
even the alumni. The alumni are so cool. I'm like,
Girl, they're super
hey
cool. Y'all be
y'all.
tailgating that BB. What's it called? Y'all be tailgating that Fort Valley too.
Oh, baby, they be camping out in trailers and RVs. I said, it's only Wednesday.
Girl, yes. They stay out. I'm
Hold
pretty
on.
sure they stay out there for like a good 3, 4 days. Like they
Yeah,
pack up their entire life and they come down. Yep.
but them alumni, they know how to cook.
Girl, they know how to cook and the food is
Mm-hmm.
always free. Like it's just
Yes,
it's beautiful. Like that's one of my favorite parts about homecoming, honestly. The
absolutely.
tailgate and the trail ride. Yes.
Wait, now what is a trail ride? I've heard a lot of stuff about that, but I want to hear what it is.
Oh, you guys don't have a trail ride?
No,
Really?
not at
Oh
all.
wow. Girl, yes, let me tell you about it. Okay, so I went last year and even
Hmm.
though there was kind of some hiccups at the end, it was really cool.
Hmm.
I'm a northerner, so I put on I got like a little country girl set from Fashion Nova, trying to fit in and stuff like that. And it's just honestly a very country experience. Like
Hmm.
at least at the trail right up here, I know TSU has their own, but
Yeah.
basically people just pull up on like dirt bikes, horses, trailers, stuff like that.
Hmm.
They do, I think it's called Zydeco dances. It's just like people getting drunk, having a good country old time. That's like the best way I can explain it. Like they
Okay.
play country music all day. They have like smokeouts, barbecues. It's just really cool. It's really cool, especially because they have like their own riding. I think like trail ride groups. Like different
Hmm.
people wear like different shirts to show which group they're a part of, and it's just really interesting to see. Like it was a really new experience, especially for someone coming from the north.
Yeah.
But really
Now,
cool.
Fort Valley, if you're watching this, can we have a trail right now? Because that sounds fun.
Girl, I feel like, especially if y'all in country, y'all need a trail ride. Like, it's
Oh,
probably a lot of
yeah,
country
we
people
gonna
out there
need a
that would love
little
that.
horseback riding experience because I'm a horse girl. Even though I'm from the Midwest, I like a good horse ride sometimes. Like, horse
Hmm.
riding be so fun, but it's like, I want to start doing like more stuff because normally for me, and I'm be real vulnerable, I don't like going
Hmm.
outside like that. Even people be like, why I don't see you no more? I be inside, guys. I'm an
For
ambivert.
real, though.
I really feel like
Mhm.
this
So, like, you
HBCU,
switch off, like, stuff like
yeah,
that.
it made me to an ambivert so bad. I'm trying to get back outside, but I'm like, this podcast life is fun, but I might be outside
Girl,
for a little bit for homecoming for a couple days, and then I'm gonna go back inside, mind my business.
you gotta come out. You gotta pop out just a little one, too, for
I'll pop
real,
out
just
a
for
couple
home.
times. Nah,
Mhm.
once this video come out, Fort Valley, don't be getting on my case, cause I won't be outside for real. I will.
Girl, they gonna be like, Amaya, where you at? Girl, where you at? You said you was coming outside. Where you at,
I
girl? They
gotta
gonna
get
be
my
pressing
hair
you.
refreshed first.
I'm already
Cause once my
knowing.
hair done, everything
What's the
go.
word? Where we at? What we
Oh,
doing?
yay! But I do want to go to
Mm-hmm.
them day parties because I love a good day party. I'm a day party girl. The nightlife ain't for
Those, I
me.
feel like those are one of the best ones. The day
I
parties be actually
know.
cool.
Yeah.
Mhm. because you can see what's going on and everything, and like you can get ready, and you can still do stuff after. Like after a night
Right.
party, you gotta go to sleep. Like it's nighttime.
Man, crazy thing is about homecoming, I want to be able to enjoy it for real because I have midterms. Yeah.
Oh my God, when is y'all homecoming? It must be coming up then, right?
Our homecoming next week.
Oh, y'all's is
Yeah,
early.
ours last year
Look
was
at
the
you.
21st of October, but now it's October 12th. So now, and then
Dang.
I got an interview to edit too. I said,
Oh wow, girl, you're gonna be busy. You're
booked
gonna be
and
busy,
busy
busy.
after this one. Help.
Girl, I be forgetting the other HBCUs. Like, I think PV is one of like the last homecomings because
Really?
we literally like last year, girl. Yes, last year our homecoming ended on like November 4th. I think they moved it up a week this year, but yeah,
Oh,
like
wow.
we do ours really late. October 12th. That's real. They know better than to be doing that during midterm week. That's
Man,
a setup.
what?
I know people not gonna be going to class.
I'm going to class. I listen, extra credit, I'm getting it.
Mm,
Extra credit any
get on
day of
them
the week.
points.
I will get it. Hello.
I feel like they're trying to test y'all gangster, like really see,
They
okay, who's
are.
really about this story? Like, it's like
I'm trying
trying
to
to
get
look
summa
around,
cum
see if you go
laude
to
once I
class.
go across that stage.
Hello, we need all your merits, all your points,
Highest
all that.
distinction, everything
Mhm.
across the board.
Girl, yes, I'm already knowing.
Whew. Now, let's get into you as a Royal Court hairstylist. Again, I virtually throw my shoe at you. I throw my shoe. I throw my shoe, but it's all love when I throw my shoe. Okay? So let's kind of
Yes.
go into the first moment, kind of just going into the moment where you found out this was an opportunity, or kind of tell me everything from start to finish.
I got you. So basically, it was really just like random. I don't know who
Mm-hmm.
suggested it to me, but I think I had a client that I think I had a client because they posted it on their page that they were having an interest meeting, and they
Mm-hmm.
were basically saying we're looking for the position of a hairstylist, a content creator slash photographer,
Mm-hmm.
and some assistants. And I was like, a hairstylist? I could definitely do that. And the thing about me
Yeah.
is I feel like this is gonna sound so bad, but I really don't like being told what to do. And I like to do things in the way that I like to do them. Like I like to do things that fit
Yeah.
me. Like I could join an org, but I feel like the org would have to tell me, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this. And
Right.
if I'm not already passionate about it, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna do
Mm.
anything. I'm not gonna do that. Like so I felt like this was a way for me to get involved on campus, like I had been telling myself that I've been wanting to do, and
Mm.
not have to step outside of my lane. Like hair is my lane. Everybody know
Yeah.
that. I do some
Absolutely.
hair. So I was like, okay, period. Like that's perfect for me. So I basically attended the Royal Court interest meeting, and I got to
Mm.
see Alex and Chloe, Mr. Prairie View and Miss Prairie View. They
Okay.
basically had this PowerPoint and everything explaining that they needed some help. They want some new
Mm.
positions. Everything was unpaid. So it was like, it's not really a volunteer position, but like,
Yeah.
it's like any other club on campus. Like you're just
Right.
doing it to do it. And I was like, okay, perfect. Like I feel like with me, it wasn't about trying to gain clients because I'm kind of at a point my business can run by itself, whether or not I'm the hairstylist for the court or not. But it would only help
Mm.
because it would give me one, more exposure. And two, I just wanted to have something on my school resume to say that I was involved in. And
Yeah.
being on the
Absolutely.
court, that's great. I could get some scholarships off that. So I was like, okay, cool. Like this is
Mm.
something I definitely want to do. So after the interest meeting, they basically had us put in some applications, and on the
Mm.
application, it was a bunch of open-ended questions. Who are you? What do you want to do? Why do you feel like why do you feel like you'd be good for this position? What do you have the qualifications for it? Stuff like that. And I filled it out. I had to attach all my social media, of course, my hair page,
Mm.
personal. And basically, they got back to me the next week, about like 4 days later, and basically told me, you're selected to come to an interview. And I was
Wow.
like, oh
Mm.
my God, yeah. And the thing with me, I was actually really nervous about it because I wasn't thinking that I wasn't
Mm.
going to get it, but I didn't know, for one, I didn't know who else was applying. I didn't
Oh yeah.
know. I didn't know what type of hairstylist they were looking for because I can kind
Mm-hmm.
of do everything, but I can do wig installs way better than I can do like a slick ponytail. I can still do a
Okay.
slick ponytail, but
Yeah.
the wig install is gonna look like this. The slick ponytail is gonna look like this.
Right.
So I was just a little bit nervous, and all my friends were like, "Girl," they were like looking at me like I'm stupid because it was like, "Girl, why are you
Mhm.
nervous? You're gonna get the position." I was like,
Right.
"Y'all, I'm still nervous." Like, I was nervous for sure, but then I went in for the interview, and I feel like I did a really good job on the interview, clearly.
Yeah.
And basically, they got back to me. I think it was a month, within like a day or two. They sent me an email. You've been selected, and I was like, "Oh my god, yes!" Like I was so happy. And we had like an informal meeting about it, and that's when I found out there was another hairstylist because I was like a little bit wondering like I wouldn't be able to do the boys' hair because I can
Yeah.
do boys' hair, but
Mhm.
I don't like doing boys' hair. Like that's just not my lane.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, as another hairstylist and perfect, there is another hairstylist. And that's when I met Jordan. Jordan is so cool and she be
Mhm.
doing their hair so clean. Like she does the hair for the assistant Gavin. We have
Mhm.
Gavin, he's the assistant to Mr. Prairie View.
Okay.
And then we have she does Montreal's hair, he's Mr. Sophomore, and she does Caden's hair, he's Mr. Senior.
Okay.
And yeah, so it works out perfectly. I was honestly overly excited to get the position. I was
Yeah.
literally at the interest meeting. I was like, "Can I add this to my bio?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can." And I really wanted to add it as soon as I got the email that I got the position,
Girl,
but I was
why
like, "Let me
wouldn't
slow
you?
down." I, I wanted to, but I didn't want to like jump the gun and be like, "Damn, she's ready." Like I was just like, "Can I add it?" And they're like, "Girl, yeah." And then we talking about like, "Yeah, you were ready. I've been ready." Like I
Yeah.
was so happy with the position. But yeah, after I got the position, they basically laid out what they would be wanting from me
Mhm.
and how much I could fit them into my schedule. And it honestly just works out perfectly. Obviously I don't you've seen like I don't know if you know them all personally, but I know you saw Drea, she got a closure. So Andrea doesn't really do closures
Yeah.
like that
Really?
because of what I she doesn't wear weaves, she doesn't wear wigs, she
Oh,
doesn't do anything. She
wow.
always wears her natural hair. Like the only thing she ever does is extensions. Girl, yes. So I did a closure sewing on her because they know that that's my specialty, and I want to
Yeah.
make like they want to be looking good. So like, okay, let's do what Chidi can do the best on us instead of trying to make her fit into what
Wow.
something else. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I did a frontal install on Chloe. Chloe wears wigs a lot, so that was perfect. It fit her
Mhm.
niche. I did a frontal wig install on Lauren. She doesn't wear wigs like that. I think she's worn a wig a couple times, but when she got it done by me, she was like, "I really like this," and I was like, "Period, I'm glad." So
Mhm.
basically, I think with everybody, Kaylee is natural, and I don't think
Okay.
Kaylee wears wigs. So we just work with that's like Jordan be helping her, and I be helping her too to like basically see
Okay.
what style fits her. And basically, just my job to do for all of them is try and find a style for anytime they have an appearance and basically just make them all look similar.
Yeah.
Like everybody, last game, they all had a side part. First game, they all had a middle part. I don't know what style we're going to do for what's it called? The homecoming game, but it has to be something nice. They also have the
Yeah.
coronation this week. So yeah. Um, yeah, just having to make them look very royal, very classy, very
Mhm.
demure for all their appearances. And yeah, I love my position. I feel like this is one of the greatest things that could have fell into my lap, honestly. So yeah.
Yeah, girl, I give you your props because the way you had them looking. But the crazy thing is, I've always thought like with the hairstyles that Drea has, I was like, that looks like her natural hair. And I'm gonna tell you that, like every hairstyle you do, it looks natural on her head. And
Look natural. That's the thing. And then she said she wanted it like that. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna do it natural on you.
and it
So
really
yeah.
100% looked like it was coming from her head. I said, baby, this girl talented.
Thank you.
Give
I
her
really
flowers
tried.
now. So now let's kind of go into now. I know homecoming going up, and you can't give all the details, but
Hmm.
if you can kind of tease how you gonna have the homecoming coordination hair gonna look and the game, what would you say?
You know, I really, it's crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't even worked it out yet.
Really?
Because I really haven't. Like I have some ideas I'm obviously thinking about, but it's not like I have something that's set on and I'm like, oh, I'm keeping it from the public. Like I have to
Yeah.
think about it because I have to find something that one, everybody is comfortable with.
Hmm.
I have to find something that two is formal, something that will last. Like I can't do like a half up, half down on them because Chloe wears a crown. So styles like that are obviously ruled out. So I have to find something that fits everybody, fits their niche, For example, Kaylee doesn't like putting heat on her hair, so we have to find something that will work with her curly hair. So it takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of talking to everybody, communication before I can really find a style that works. But I definitely have. It's definitely gonna be cute. It's definitely gonna be cute. That's overstood. Like it's definitely gonna be very beautiful, very royal. But as far as a specific style, I can't even give you an answer because I don't know.
And that's okay with me. That is O and K. Now, from all of the styles that you have done so far on the royal court, what has been your favorite? And I'll throw in this. If you could do any style on any of them, what would it be?
They already know. I want to do an updo. I told them I wanted to do an updo on all of
Ooh.
them so bad,
Mhm.
but it would just take time because, like for example, for Kaylee, because her hair is naturally curly and she doesn't want to put
Yeah,
heat on it, I'd have to do like a curly updo and like work with her natural hair on that. But I want to do an updo on all of them. I feel like that would be super cute, very classy. I just don't know how it would work out with like their crowns and stuff like that, but
yeah.
that's a style I want to do. As far as my favorite style on them so far, I feel like the first one, because I feel like that was where you could really see, like, okay, they got their hair done. Like you can see the curls are set. It's something that everyone is comfortable with. Jordan actually did Kaylee's curls, and she did such a great job
He
on Kaylee's
did.
curls. I felt like she had a natural bust down. I was like, girl, you look amazing. And I feel like that was definitely my favorite one. Drea wore her natural hair for the middle part, but that was definitely my favorite one. Definitely my favorite.
I say everybody looked good that first game because I
Yeah.
actually do remember seeing it from that. What was it? I think it was from Drea's page, and I was like,
Mhm.
whoever doing their hair look once again doing a big one
Yeah, girl.
every time.
Thank you. I
So
never played.
yeah, you don't. Hello, can't.
Hella echo. I can't play. This is the big league for real.
Yeah, absolutely. So going into now the advice that you would have for anybody who is not only just starting out on hair, but having the ambition to doing anything such as a royal court hairstylist, if their school does have the opportunity to provide that for them, what would you give to them to kind of not only just encourage them, but just allow them to know that it's okay to be comfortable in that position, but also to know that they are able to be in a position that allows them to be creative?
hmm For sure. Basically, I would say I feel like once because our court is trying to do so many things at one time, and they opened
Mm-hmm.
up this new avenue of like having a hairstylist, having a
Yeah.
content creator, having an assistant. I feel like other HBCUs will probably follow suit soon because they probably because I saw at Grambling, all their hair looks so good, and I was
Oh
like,
my
I don't know if
God.
those girls have a hairstylist. Girl, you seen like their hair looks so good
Listen,
and it looks so uniform.
especially during
But
that
I just think
coronation.
Girl, girl, they came trim like they never
Trim.
played for real.
Absolutely.
And I was just thinking about like they probably go to somebody in their city to get their hair done. And
Yeah.
I was like, because I don't think they have a hairstylist for all of them. So it'll probably open up that avenue for, the position to be a
Mm-hmm.
thing. And basically, just some advice that I would give is be professional. With courts, it's a professional position. Like it's probably the most professional position you could have at a school. Like,
Yeah.
and doing hair is a great skill. It's a great talent. I know a lot of young girls are doing hair, nails, all these different services, and that's amazing. Just with the royal court, I feel like I really try to focus, me personally, I really try and focus on my professionalism with all my clients, my time
Mm-hmm.
management, making sure I run my business so I can keep on top of everything. And I feel like that definitely has helped pay off with my obligations with the court because they have a lot of stuff going on and they have really busy schedules. And my business, it's not just like, oh, I'm the girl that does hair. Like
Yeah.
I run something. So definitely just one, be creative, be open to new ideas, and stay professional. That's probably the biggest thing. Because with hair, anybody that does hair, you can kind of do hair your own way. I can't really
Yeah.
tell you how to do the way you want to do your styles. And if you do braids, do your braids. But what will set you apart every time is your professionalism. And that is what people talk about. Because somebody can do your hair so good. Everybody's had that experience like, oh, I went to this girl for my nails, and the nails were cute, but it was something about the service or her attitude or the
Mm-hmm.
professionalism that would be like, I don't want to go back to this person.
Yeah.
I don't want to go back to that person. And that's how client retention takes a dip every time. when you treat your clients with respect, when you manage your time well enough so that you can respect their appointment time, that is what people remember because you're putting them first. And that is what will put you in the spaces, put your name in spaces that you're not in to be like, oh yeah, put her in that position. Like, I got the position, one, because they saw my work, but two,
Right.
they've heard about me and they heard that I do a good job and I'm professional. So I
Absolutely.
feel like that is what will 100% take you to that next level. Like, because
Yeah.
that's not something everybody has nowadays, unfortunately. But yeah, just stay professional, stay in your own lane.
Well, God dog it, girl. That was a response I wouldn't even. That was needed. That was needed.
Period. Thank you. Thank
That
you.
was.
I try.
Girl, you doing it well. You
Okay.
doing it well.
Thank you. I really, this is like my pride and joy. Like, I
And I
really do
see
take
it.
pride in,
And I see it
I
not
really
only
do
just
try.
through you, but through your hair, because it's really. And I'm speaking to you right here, because I don't know if you need this. Keep going. Like 100% keep going. Like I told you before we even got on here, I prayed over you because I feel like you going to do something big. If you thought this was your first step, something bigger is about to happen and you can't even imagine it. Keep going.
Oh,
Keep stop going hard. Don't stop. Keep being innovative. Do whatever you have to do because you making history. You're the first roll court hairstylist, which I've never heard of until I saw you. So just also with you being from the Midwest, you're my first Midwest guest, I will say, who is from an
period.
out of state HBCU. So it was just an honor, like interviewing you, hearing your story, but also seeing how you're driving your ambition really is telling a story through your hairstyles. And most importantly, the experience. Because trust me, I want the Chidi experience one day. You might need to come down to Prairie Valley.
Girl, it's nothing. Girl, I will
Listen,
definitely give you the cheating experience.
I would love
Period.
the experience. I absolutely would, but I really have to pour into you because we really see these people who are doing great things at HBCUs, but we don't hear the actual experience behind it. So to hear your experience, to hear what it means to you, listen, Prairie View picked the right person. And I'm telling you that now. You might not feel like it, but they chose the
Thank
right
you
person for the right
so
time. And I
much.
am so proud of you. From a Midwest girl to another. It's your time, baby. It's your time. Somebody gonna look at you and you're gonna do something. Believe that. I'm not telling you that because I
You
just
don't even
met
know how
you.
much what you're saying means to me right now,
I'm
girl. You don't
telling you
even
that
know.
because you gotta know that. You have to. Because trust me, somebody who wants to go to Prairie View is looking at you right now and saying, dang, she doing her big one. Baby, you blessed. Your hands are anointed. And I'm telling you that. Keep going.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Amaya. You
Of
really don't
course,
know how much
boo.
you don't know what you just did for me, girl. I really do appreciate it. Cause I'll be like thinking, I don't like think like I don't deserve the
Mhm.
position, but I'm just like, what would be it's just like
Yeah.
it's crazy because I never would have expected to be doing stuff
Yeah.
like this. Like I've always loved doing hair, but I never kind of expected to be like a
Yeah.
hairstylist, especially one of the first to the court. Like it's just a crazy experience. So I really appreciate your kind words, girl. You are so sweet. Thank you.
I try, baby. I try, but I have to make sure I encourage you because you really don't see that at a HBCU, especially at a big HBCU like that. And like you said, with what you're doing and what Prairie View is doing, shout out to Prairie View, shout out to the Royal Court too. If y'all want to be
For
on
real,
here,
Mr. TV, Miss TV, yes.
hey, if y'all want to get on here, the door's open. Like
Please, I'm
y'all
actually
can
gonna tell them like get on the People's Princess podcast for
get
real.
on here. I'm
Talk
more
your
than
stuff.
welcome because I feel like your experience that people don't know, they're gonna see and they're gonna be like, "Oh, she's it."
Thank you. I
And
hope
it's,
so. I hope so.
oh, girl,
I really
it
hope so.
will be. It will be. It
Period.
will.
Thank you.
And one more question.
I'm a lock in. I'm a lock in.
Lock in, baby. Lock in, cause your time
Mhm.
coming.
Period.
And
Thank you,
one more
girl.
question. What's next for Chidi in terms of being a hairstylist? Or let's kind of go with two questions. If you had to
Mhm.
describe the DonebyChidi experience for anybody who has sat in your chair or seen your hairstyles on anybody's head, and even just what's next for you, what would you say?
Mm-hmm. I would say anybody that's booked me, thank you. Honestly, thank you. Like for real. Cause I remember like I posted like I think it was 2 years ago now, a year ago, I had 5
Mm-hmm.
clients in 1 week. And that was back when I was like just starting out. Well, not just starting out, but
Mm-hmm.
that was when I was still like, okay, can I get a model for this? And I was like, 5 people in a week. I was so gagged. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
there's 5 people who did not know me beforehand, who saw my Instagram page and were like, I want this girl to do my hair. Like, I was like, you
Yeah.
guys really think I'm good enough? Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy to me. So honestly, thank you to anybody that's ever booked with me. I remember every single client I have, and it's crazy because people think I don't, but I do. I might not remember your name, but I remember every single client I have. I never forget a face.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I didn't take pictures, I remember who you are. All my clients from Minnesota, I know. So I would say for the Chidi experience, thank you for allowing me to create or curate an experience to help
Mm-hmm.
serve you guys because it's definitely been a lot of hiccups, learning curves that I had to get over in order to create the best experience possible for my clients, and I'm still trying to create a better experience for them because that's what really matters and that's what makes them come back. But as far as what's next for me, I really want to expand into the Houston area. I'm really trying to get my foot in the door for that because I do plan on living in Houston after I graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely taking some steps and expanding my business as far as what's next for me. I have some plans for the next couple of months, but I'm gonna keep that on the hush. But yeah, definitely Chidi's gonna go to the big league. She's gonna go to the big league.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
And I see it. I definitely see it for you. This is just a stepping stone. This is
It's
just
just a
your
stepping
stepping stone. So,
stone.
with all of my love and appreciation, I want to say I thank God for you saying yes. I thank God for a new Midwest sister, because Lord knows I needed one. um,
Period. Especially out
for
here in the country, it's nuts.
yes,
Not easy. Not
for
easy.
us to be both representing our respective cities and our states, it's important, and I feel like we're really doing bigger things than what many people may see us doing. Because often imitated but never duplicated.
Never duplicated. Clock it.
Never.
Never duplicated.
Especially
Never
from the
duplicated.
Midwest. Ain't nothing like a Midwestern girl.
For real though.
Every
And
day.
it's rare. You really don't see a lot of people from the Midwest coming out to the South. So it's
Yes, that's
definitely,
so true.
definitely rare. Hmm.
Ain't nothing like, you know what? That's gonna be the title. Ain't nothing like a Midwestern girl, cause it ain't.
Ain't nothing, I like that. Ain't nothing like a Midwestern girl
Hey,
for real. Taking
ain't
over
nothing like
country.
it.
I love it.
Ain't nothing like
Period.
it. But no, seriously, thank you so much for coming on to the platform. It has truly been an honor doing my first big HBCU in general, and also my first HBCU hairstylist, and also World Core collaboration. Amazing, cause period. Prairie View, y'all better get on here, cause yeah.
Mm,
It
ASAP, actually, I'm gonna tell Drea. Drea will have some good stories to tell you, girl. She needs to get on
yeah.
this.
Listen, anybody from
Yeah.
any HBCU, I don't discriminate, small or big. Y'all stories matter. Also, Black creators matter, especially hairstylists. So make sure that y'all support all Black creators, because we going through a shift. It's a big shift in the
A big
creative
shift.
world, and it's very important that y'all support us in any way capacity. Make sure y'all support y'all HBCU students, because it's some talented
I
people,
will.
but they just need that push.
They just need that push. They just need the resources. They just need some
Absolutely.
support. They need somebody to see them. And you see people, like you see people for what they can do, what they can be.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. And I love that. The People's Princess is probably a stepping stone for how many other people you've interviewed at HBCUs that probably gave them that little bit of support to get them to where they needed to be, literally.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And
It's amazing what you're doing, girl.
yeah. Also, make sure y'all go vote, please.
Wait, vote for what? What are we voting for?
Vote for U.S. primary election. Vote for president.
Oh, yes, the actual election. Yes, please do vote. Please
Make sure
actually
that y'all
register to vote.
vote Tuesday, November 5th.
Yes. And if you're watching this and you go to Prairie View, make sure you are at the Royal Court event marching to the polls. I'm pretty sure it's actual election day. We're having a whole walk down to the polls. You'll see me volunteering and everything. Get your butt in that booth. Don't play. Because we're all old enough to vote here.
Hello.
Should be. So get active, get up.
Get
Definitely.
active, do whatever you have to do. Also, if you or a loved one is suffering from anything, make sure to call 988, which is the National Suicide Hotline. I believe they do have other things on it as well with that. It is also Breast Cancer and Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So if you know anybody with these things, please ensure that you love on them because you never know what anybody is going through. Please do, because it could be one thing that you could do and that could bless somebody. And
Literally change their entire week up, change their
yes,
mood. You could be saving somebody's life just by saying a couple good words.
and most importantly, y'all, my bad, my roommate came in, but I love her though.
No, you're okay.
But most importantly, to be a blessing is more than the things that you receive. It is what you do for people. It's the drive, the ambition, and the willingness to help anybody out. And with that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in to another conversation right here on the People's Princess podcast, the only home for those intimate and intentional conversations, surely to make you feel like royalty, and most importantly, where any story is welcomed. Anybody from any walk of life, whether if it's an HBCU, PWI, artists, musicians, dancers, whatever you got, we gonna have you here and we gonna treat you like royalty regardless. And I am your host, the People's Princess, the HPIC Head Princess in Charge, Amaya Khan, with my beautiful co-host, DonebyChidi, Miss Chidi, the Midwestern girls,
Okay.
and we out the door.
We out the door.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
That was so good. Oh my
Girl,
gosh.
that was amazing. Thank you so much for asking me to be on
Of
this. Like,
course.
you
I'm
really
so
don't even
glad
know.
you
I
said
love doing it.
yes.
Girl, this is just like a new experience for me. Like I'm just
Really?
happy as hell to be here. Girl, yeah, I'm telling you, I've never done anything like this. No one's ever
Mm-hmm.
asked me to do anything because they want to see me. That's just like, oh,
Yeah.
keep coming for this interview. Like I'm just filling a position. Like no one's ever really tried to see me and hear me like
Girl,
this.
trust me, because, and that's my big thing. I want to start getting into more of the HBCU things because it's like, and I've experienced this too. And me being secretary, people see me in a position, but they don't see what it is. And I feel like
Mhm.
this gonna blow. Like, other HBCUs are gonna come out and start doing what you're doing. People gonna come on the show. I won't even lie. I want Miss Albany State. I want the misses of the schools. Let me get the big dogs.
For real though, tap in, girl. They're gonna want to be on your podcast and you opening up these spaces for all these
Yeah, because I feel
people.
like we don't have these spaces, but with your
You
space,
don't.
girl, trust me. You're gonna have to come up here to Chicago. I got you. I'm gonna give you
Period.
everything.
Period. I need to, girl. I'm gonna tell you too. When I come into Chicago, I'm gonna ask you where the good spots at and
Girl,
everything.
yes.
Mhm.
Like,
Period.
I'm so excited
Well,
for this.
I'm too excited. Thank
I'm
you
so
so much for
excited.
having me here,
Of
girl.
course. I'm so glad that I got to know you through this and now we're officially becoming friends. Like, this is so dope. I'm so happy for us.
Girl, so cool.
Yeah.
Did you see that I added a heart when I
That's
did
so
that?
cute. Wait, I don't even know if I do
I don't know if it's gonna do it again, but it like did it one time. Yeah.
it.
That's so cute.
But no, seriously, thank you
But
so much. It's an honor having you here.
it was an honor to be interviewed by you, girl.
Thank
I'm
you.
really
I'll
glad to
definitely
have
text
met
you
you.
after this. But once again, I appreciate you so much, girl.
I appreciate you more, Maya. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day.
You
Enjoy
too.
whatever you gotta do. I'll talk to you later, girl.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Of course.